Time is running out for sections of the Patriot Act, which expires this week. While the act has a very noble-sounding name, some critics think that there is a sinister subtext to it. Some of those critics are in Washington. Arise News Washington Bureau Chief Leila McDowell joins us now from D.C. to break down both sides of this for us. Leila, the act is expected to expire this week. Where do we stand in the Senate right now?
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that there's about three sides to this debate going on right now. So you have one faction, and that's led by the Republican Majority Leader, Senator Mitch McConnell and Marco Rubio, a presidential candidate, and others who say, let the Patriot Act continue. And we're talking about a very specific section. It's called Section 215, and it allows the NSA essentially to collect the records of Americans' phone calls without a warrant, without any probable cause, and just do what they call this bulk data collection, metadata collection of Americans and others' phone calls. Now, the second one is the USA Freedom Act, and this is a compromise that was passed in the House. It's supported by President Obama and a number of Democrats. And what that does is it gets rid of that bulk collection, and in return, it puts in its place targeted collection where you have to get a judge's approval. You've got to have some probable cause. But here's the rub, and here's where the big debate is and why Senator Rand Paul went on that 11-hour rant, filibuster, to stop it. The issue is what they call the backdoor collection of data, and it leaves that intact. And that backdoor collection is a little bit complicated, but what it basically does, there's large volumes of Americans' international communications that are available, and it allows the FBI or the NSA to go into that database that houses all of those communications, you know, internet, calls, et cetera, and use a particular search word, whether it's your name or particular website you may have looked at or an email address to get that database. And the USA Freedom Act doesn't deal with that. So you have a third faction that says, look, unless we can fix that and put that in there, then it's better to let it expire.
Yeah, Attorney General Loretta Lynch today says that we do need to repass it, and it is making for strange political bedfellows. We've been seeing a lot of this right now in Washington, especially with the trade deal, for example, where you have Senator Rand Paul and then his fellow Kentuckian Mitch McConnell on opposite sides of this. Is there any sense of where we're going to come down on this? Do you think they're going to pass simply a continuing resolution to get this done for a few more days like Congress usually does?
Well, that is the big question, and President Obama said, look, if you don't pass an extension, you're playing roulette with national security, and of course you heard Attorney General Loretta Lynch said this puts national security in peril. But the interesting thing is that, three studies, and these are by, through the executive office, say that, no, the sky will not fall, and that, in fact, there hasn't been any real ability to stop terrorism through this particular program. So that's what the civil libertarians are arguing.
Yeah, the civil libertarians say that when we stop terrorism, it's because somebody turns somebody in. It's not because we listen to somebody's phone call.
That's exactly right, and that's exactly right. So Sunday there is a very rare, unusual session of the Senate that was called not by Obama but by Senator Mitch McConnell. They'll come back and vote on it, but we still have these three senators that are holding out, and those are the senators that want to see the USA Freedom Act that Obama supports go a little bit further to protect privacy in their view.
Okay. Leila McDowell in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you.